Hello, welcome back to my channel, and today we're taking a look at Marauders. Now, this is the game that I've personally been anticipating for quite some time, and honestly, it's pretty much like Tarkov in space. Give or take, you know, you can get your gear, you can get your ship, you can go attack a base, infiltrate a base, loot, play against other players, it's pretty much like PvP slash PvE slash nobody really knows what's going on. Now, this game is on early access and it's a free play day today, so well, I decided to play it, and well, to be fair, couple things that is pretty much an indication this game is going the right direction from a get-go. So first and foremost, let's start with the hangar. You actually have an option to buy ships for the money if you actually can get some. You start with a pretty good chunk if it's your first playtest, and I blew up all my ships, so I am, well, basically just stuck with a backup ship. Outside of that, for the weapons, you do have a weapon tree you can open after you loot it. You can upgrade them, give them things, so it's all good. We do have some contracts, which probably will be, again, we've seen this in Tarkov, so you can actually accept a mission, loot certain things, and that's gonna be your, well, contracts. Appearance-wise, a couple options available. Most of these are locked. I do believe they're going to be in a final game anyway. For the trading stuff, as you might expect, you put a thing here and, well, you get money. You take a thing from here and you lose money, you know. And also, it's only one trader for now, so if you need anything, ammo, bulletproof vests, a gun, there you have it. Very simple, very, really simple, to be fair. Wait. Oh no, I don't have money for this knife. Hold up, let's fix that real quick. There we go. For the crafting, I haven't actually got into all this, but probably there is a crafting mechanics as well. For the gear, so this is your loadout screen where you're actually gonna load everything for yourself, and hopefully that's gonna increase your chances of survival. In all honesty, I must say, so far that is showing a little bit futile. If you die, you lose all your gear, and well, that's about all there is. So yeah, you probably wanna take easy on that. And for the play, you can actually have this game supports up until 4 people. So let's say, well, I called my esports kinda ready, obviously, and you have up to 3 other friends you can invite in your group. So you can actually have a full-blown experience. And to be fair, solo, I would say, is not recommended. Now, cool stuff out of the way, apart we get in the game. MSI, well, somewhere left. It's not even upper left anymore. Let's go for the options. We're gonna try this game in 4K full screen, UI scale at 120%, which honestly is a breath of fresh air. Because for those people who are playing in 4K, as you know, the UI scaling usually is the, well, the worst. This game, it gets it right. Resolution scale is normal, frame rate limitation is 144 FPS as a maximum, and to be fair, it's a pretty good start. Vertical sync is off, motion blur is low, FOV is at 90. Now, FOV probably is something I would want this game to be tweaked a little bit more, because everything about 90 kind of gives you the Fisher effect. Outside of that, everything's great. Graphic-wise, you only have 3 options, high, low, and medium. And this kind of ties in with the game's requirements. The minimum recommended GPU is a 960. Yes, you heard me right, it's a 960. And recommended GPU is a 1060. Now, you might be scared away from this thinking, oh well, you know, it doesn't sound too good. Let me show you how this game actually looks in real life. And honestly, this is not bad at all. I've seen a lot of weird early access games coming out. We've seen a bunch of them on my channel. But this one actually is shaping up to be a pretty good contender. Now, granted, some things are still a little bit weird, like the weapon recoil, accuracy, no skills perks for that, but to be fair, right out of the gate, I can't really complain. Now, this game is a little bit more involved than your regular let's get a squad and go loot stuff, like Payday. In here, you are actually in control of your ship. There's multiple options you can do, so I'll try to give you a very quick run around before I get myself killed, because same as a Tarkov, you do get yourself killed. So this is our view, and this is our gun. So as you can see, the ADS is exactly as it should be, really. You know, kind of a little bit centered, but that's not the point. Look how this game looks. This is exactly I mean, it's mad. These things are actually shiny. Like, they change. You can see the light and the shadow change when you move around the object. Attention to detail is unparalleled. So, second of all, performance-wise, as you can see, we're pulling 9.5 gigs of VRAM and 11 gigs of actual RAM, and we are above 60 frames. So, this is my ship, which is called Rust Bucket. This is a backup ship because, well, I blew up all the other ships I bought. Couple things. You can either be a turret gunner, or you can be the ship captain and navigate the ship. And this is where having a co-op with friends really shines, because your friends can actually jump into the turret and protect you against all the things. And just listen for that sound design. I mean, very cool indeed. Now, when it comes to the ship controls themselves, well, this is something you might want to need to get a little bit used to. Also, I mean, graphically, this is not bad at all. I mean, clearly you can see the game boundaries, give or take. The play area is not too big, but the whole point of the play area is really for you to just get into the objective, do the objective, and get out. And as easy as it sounds, same as in Tarkov, it is actually quite the opposite. Now, even in open space, as you can see, we're pulling, well, 10 gigs of video memory, 11 gigs of RAM, and we're well above 60 frames. Now, where this game, I would say, shines the most is the way the play area is being presented to you. There's a couple maps that is kinda going around a little bit, I would say. So far I've seen at least 3. And you have these game modifiers. So you see these red lights? That's probably is a turret that can actually deal a pretty good chunk of damage to your ship. And if your ship gets damaged, there's two options. Either repair the ship, or you actually need to abandon the ship. So it's not exactly, you know, this cake in a walk or park in a cake walk, or whatever the saying was. So what we're gonna do now is try to actually go and loot this base and hope that no other turrets will actually spot me and shoot me out of the sky. Of course, every level is slightly different with the different approach routes and how you actually go for it, but end of the day, it's all good fun. So once you're docked at the space station, and I'm not even gonna say that you can actually dock other players' ships and invade their privacy. Let's say we just casually docked here. As you can see, we have airlock and other signs showing where we need to go, and each ship is a little bit different. So once you are docked in, you have to open an airlock. This is the time for your crew to get in, and then you have to go into the airlock and open the actual airlock here. So if you notice on an upper right, there's a spade gate arrival. So this is your escape place. It's basically an exit. If you exit the current match, you lose all your gear or your equipment. So that is not exactly, well, recommended unless you are willing to lose everything. And just look at this. This is the actual inside of the ship. Now, this game so far, it's been pretty fun. Now, if you play Tarkov, you kind of know what I'm hinting about, but in general, the locations are pretty big. You don't have any mini-maps, you have no idea where you are. You kind of need to learn the locations by heart, and then you start farming them. Now, the biggest problem, in my opinion, is if you do not remember that you docked in Dock 1A, you're not gonna find it. So yeah. Also, this is a slightly different area than I usually spawned in. So even for myself, this is a brand new area. This game definitely deserves to be played on headphones. Sound design and sound cues plays a major part in this game. You need to hear where everyone is. Now, in terms of hearing, I did try with my headphones, and those are technically 7.1 as it says on the label, and even then I was not able to pinpoint exactly where the enemy is. You can kind of hear it's on your left, but it's not exactly clear if it's above you, below you, far left, close left. It's just like a general direction of left. And then you just kind of go and loot stuff and hope you're not gonna get killed. As you can see, the overall vibe, and there's someone there, by the way. And he's trying to shoot at us, so that's great. You kind of need to figure out what you are getting here. Now, for me, as an open player, for an open day, I don't really have an objective. It's more about the performance. And performance is actually pretty good. Now, the game, as I said, is early release, so you can't expect major things out of it. And that was a grenade. Now, that guy has access to grenades, which is nice. It feels like he's been playing this game longer than I have, because when it comes to gear, there's certain things you can do. Also, I think I'm slightly bleeding out. And yeah, this is where bandages kind of come in play. Bleeding out is not recommended. Now, if you want to loot, I would say single player, you feel brave enough, go for it. The TTK for this game is pretty quick. The recoil on the guns is insane, like I'm not even joking. It doesn't matter if you're firing a 9mm or 10mm gun, it kicks like a mule and it just goes all around you. Great example how it looks. You saw that? I was pulling my mouse down on a mouse pad because I'm trying to keep it centered. It is insane. Now the raid length 712, well, oh well, we lost all our stuff. But this is the whole point. This game is not trying to pressure you into gear fear like Tarkov does. Because in here, even if you have no money, in general, you can still sell some stuff, get something back, and I do believe they will actually add some safe deposit box or something. So essentially, as I said, Tarkov in space. Performance-wise, it is absolutely fine. Don't have any guns? Yeah, don't worry about it. You can just go. You can steal other people's ships, you can loot and find guns, you can actually collect loot from nearby vehicles that's been disabled in a play area, like, you know, just regular locations you can actually find and loot, and they usually have gold and gun inside them or something else. So you can actually just, without even combat, without even going for the objective, you can still loot the area, fly around and see what happens. Now the question is, what happens with the ship? I do not know. I do believe you kind of lose your ship, but there's always a backup ship that you can't lose. And honestly, when it comes to ships, this is a little bit weird. Like, if you played any other co-op multiplayer, like let's say Star Citizen and stuff, you might notice that if you are piloting the ship and you can shoot, the moment you have someone in a turret, you cannot shoot anymore. So this is kind of like a learning curve. Despite the fact that technically this ship does have front guns, I can't use them. So it's kind of like that. Also, that's a turret. The audio cue that we're hitting something is actually quite nice. So yeah, let's say I have no guns now, no weapons. Oh, I think that's someone trying to get an angle on me. Yep, here we are. Look at this. Now, you can actually disable the ships of the enemies, and either they need to abandon the ship or repair it. So it really depends on them how they want to play this one. Looks like it's going to be a very close draw, if at all, because we're both taking a lot of damage right now. To be fair, I'm being disabled. So, there's two things for me to do. A, either I go and repair my ship, which is a great idea on how to show you guys how to actually repair your ship. You grab a fire extinguisher, and you run down to the engine room, and you quite literally just fix your engine. For each ship, the engine is in a different place, and when it comes for using the fire extinguisher, you need to remember that you need to discard the used one and keep one that you are able to use. So a little bit of teamwork is involved in here. So once we are getting up to 50%, we're gonna go up and deal with that guy, because in this game they can actually physically board you and they can steal your ship. I mean, I don't know any other game apart from Starfield where that's possible, so kudos for them. Okay. Okay, looks like their damage was more severe than mine, so they've been disabled. I don't think you can destroy the ship completely, and they probably will try to repair it. And in all honesty, you only have about 4 or 3 fire extinguishers, which only allows you to get your ship up to about 80% of health. And the next time you're disabled, that's game over. And we are breached. Now, that is not good news. That means someone just actually embarked on my ship and is trying to actually get to me. So the only way to do it is try to escape with the escape pod, but they shot me dead. So as you can see, there is a lot of dynamic in this game from a get-go, and this is not even finished yet. Well, technically it kinda is, but this is what happens. So the way you approach the game, you can literally play it your way. You wanna attack other players? Feel free to do it. Board their ship, breach them, steal their ship, loot them, attack them within a looting location, loot them. I mean, it kind of sounds a little bit one-sided, but you get the gist of it. Also, for a playtest, I would say this is very generous. I blew all my money on a little different things. Well, ships mainly and guns, and honestly, it is pretty interesting. Now, it is not as brutal as Tarkov, really, to be fair. It is pretty much more relaxed, and if you're playing solo and you go against a team, this is where things get a little bit spicy. If you are playing with a team and you meet a team, this is where I would say the odds kind of even out. Now, I'm not sure if they're gonna balance the matchmaking in terms of if you're going solo versus everyone, or you're gonna be matched with solo players, but I would say it kind of feels like you should really be doing that, because if you're a solo player and you get jumped by a ship with 3 guys on it, 2 of them can board you, 1 of them can disable you, and that's you done, literally, without even reaching the station. If you get jumped by 3 guys within a station or the looting location, you're probably, depending on your skill, can survive, depending on your gear, and even then you have to escape. There's a thing we didn't get to because I got killed, but there's an escape gate. Now, the escape gate, apart from Tarkov, it kind of shows up after a time limit, and technically it's a little randomized where it shows up, but usually it's not too far off from the place you are looting, and within the player map there's about 3 places to loot currently. At least 3 places I would call as lootable, because there's places you can dock your ship. Anything else outside of that where you can just like look for stuff, it's a different thing altogether. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see if this time we actually get into the game without nothing, get the loot and get out. Because I'm not exactly sure how the timing works. There are certain things that you're limited with, like oxygen and time for the objective. If you picked up a contract, probably that's going to be impacted as well. But overall, bottom line, I would say take it easy and have some friends with you, honestly. Because solo experience, I mean, I can survive in Tarkov in solo. In here, well, it's an open space. You can't physically hide. I mean, you can, but then it becomes a cat and mouse game and you are the mouse. So yeah. Remaining oxygen 24 minutes. So, what do we do? Oh, I know this one. So let's just fly around and find some wreckage with some loot. We're gonna get the loot and get out. I mean, fair enough. And this is how you rebuild after you've lost everything. And to be fair, this is that... I don't know about Tarkov really. I haven't played it in a long while, but I kind of prefer it this way, because if you don't want to engage in confrontations, you can actually still rebuild your little empire. You know, you blew up with all your friends 5 times in a row, you're out of money, you're sitting dry. You need a way to recuperate the money, because it's pointless to run with fists against fully armored enemies. And there we go, there's a player right there. Look at this guy. Look at him just go. And this is the experience you can actually expect from this game, really. So I don't know. If you actually kept eyes on the performance counters, the game is running very good for its state. I would say it's actually... It feels it's very close to be finished, in all honesty. But I might be wrong. So I don't know where that guy went. And I see some wreckage here. So usually wreckage is where you can get the cargo. Once you get the cargo, you can try to extract, and yeah, someone's either playing around or they mean business. You see this crate? This is our loot, at least supposedly. Need to just try to snatch it, and we have it. Away we go. So at this point we have a cargo hold where we actually hold all the salvage loot, and now we need to just hide around for 12 minutes until the space gate arrives. Once the space gate arrives, you can go for it, you extract, and you keep all the goodies you just looted with that crate. I believe there's more than 3 locations in every map currently where you can actually have the loot, probably more. If any of the devs are looking, they're probably grabbing their head and saying, no, it's actually 26, you never bothered to look. And they're actually right, because every time I play this, to be fair, I always encountered someone who's been playing this game longer than I have, which is, you know, it's fair enough. I'm not saying that this is gonna encourage me to not play the game. It's just there's a clear advantage for people who know how the mechanics work and what you can or cannot do. Specifically ship-wise, like this is your starter ship, and if you buy any other ships, there's a very clear difference what you can or cannot do with each ship, and specifically of the inside layout or the interior of the ship, where the engine is, how many cameras you have, what type of turret you even have, to be fair, because you have either the regular 100mm cannon or you have a rocket launcher or whatnot. All of that impacts the way you are able to defend or attack other players. So yeah. And for now, to be fair, I think I'm just gonna hide from everyone, because why not? Look at that guy. He's fighting with that tower. And he's coming here. He decided to attack me instead of the tower that was attacking him. Like, how exactly that works in your... Buddy. This is so wrong. Okay, we successfully disabled him, and we have about 50% of longevity of the ship. So we need to run and hide, and as you can see, technically there's a lot of places to run and hide. At the same time, not really. Now that guy can actually launch an escape pod, and they can track me down, breach me, and the cycle repeats. So it really depends on how you approach this game, I would rather say. But so far, I mean, I've been having fun, and it runs very good for the state. I've seen AAA games unable to actually utilize the GPU and PC resources in general, and this game just does it. It's very simple yet gorgeous, and you know, I actually got lost in the space view and I got boarded and killed as well, so you know, time well spent. Not entirely sure where we're getting attacked from. Oh, that's an actual hammerhead. So this is a ship you can buy as well. It's a heavy destroyer, so this we're done for. Costs a lot of money, but hey, you know. I think everyone in a playtest is just doing their best to enjoy the game and check out multiple things. That thing that just downed us, that's an actual heavy ship. Like, it's a fortress, really. And this is the little escape capsule we can actually utilize, and try to get away. So yeah, this is kind of a little bit extended preview of the game, and as you can see, it's going south pretty quickly. But I can't even complain, because you see, the learning curve of this game is way more shallow than Tarkov. Even though it does resemble certain aspects of Tarkov, it is nothing like it. Like, quite physically, it is nothing like it. So I'm just wondering, we need to find a place to hide. I think this rock right here will be our little tiny salvation here. High above everyone, we're just gonna wait until the space gate arrives. We're gonna try to extract without losing anything, and we actually never had anything apart from the ship cargo that's, I believe, is now being looted, because unless we repair it, we can't have it. So yeah, I would say this is a good fun. Also, I'm kind of not seeing my ship anywhere. I think they're hunting us. I think I can actually hear them trying to hit us. Which is not surprising, you know, I was doing the same. Oh, there they are. Looks like they have ganged up their forces and they're trying to take me out. Doesn't look like they're trying to shoot each other, so yeah. They're still trying to get me. Look at this. Well, I guess this is something you can expect from the player base here now. Oh well, imagine that. I'm that important. They're actually trying to shoot down an escape capsule. Like an actual warship is trying to shoot down an escape. Let that sink in. Anyway guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed and you saw how Marauders are. So Good luck, and I'll see you in the game. Over and out.